Hey guys, welcome to another week of Financial Hubs content. So today I'll be talking about a few stuff in the markets. We'll do it a bit differently. I've been looking at other things that I think also everyone should be aware of. For example, the cryptocurrency markets fell the other day because of FTX liquidity crunch. I'm sure many people are not aware of that or don't know what it means.
Yeah, well, it's hard to judge too much until all the facts are in, but it appears that FTX got into a bit of a liquidity crunch and there was some risky behavior that they were engaging in. And, it appears that Binance is wanting to come in here and acquire FTX.
But there's a sort of a liquidity crunch from FTX, the founder, Sam Bankman-Friedman. There's a little bit of something going on behind there. So it's also important to understand what was going on behind there. Stocks that day fell, I think, about 30 to 40%. Most cryptocurrencies. It was a big drop within a day. When was this? I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday. One of the two. It was Tuesday. Yeah, so Tuesday evening, if you looked at the markets, the cryptocurrency market, if you invested in the cryptocurrency markets, you saw that strong sell-off in the markets. Apart from that, we also saw a strong sell-off from the dollar. The dollar fell crazily the other day, and according to my analysis, I think the dollar has, or rather is in the process of changing direction from a uptrend to a downtrend, or if not a downtrend, into a stagnation phase where market is just basically moving in a sideways formation. So I basically see that happening in the next few months. The reason being, the Feds have announced that they'll start easing on tightening the interest rates. So they've been doing that, and the other day we saw inflation numbers. CPI, actually it was yesterday, we saw CPI came out lower than expected, meaning that inflation has started slowing down, and interest rates that mentioned, the Feds had mentioned last week that they're looking to start easing and start slowing down on the interest rates. We're seeing them at, the dollar is currently at the 4% inflation rate. They increased it last week by 75 basis points, which is a big number, but inflation was also at 7.7. The expected was 8.2, which is much lower than expected. So those are good things happening. Inflation has been controlled sort of in the current markets. In the short term, that's what has happened. You don't know about the long term. You never know what happens. You never know if there's any pandemic that can come up, so you need to be still cautious. But in the meantime, right now, I'll show you a few things that I believe why the dollar is moving further down and why I expect it in the long term to continue or start further long-term downtrend to the downside. Apart from that, like I said, it's important to know what's happening on the cryptocurrency market. I think that's content for another video. Where I look at Sam Bankman-Friedman. I'm still doing a lot of research, because he lost a whopping $14 billion in one day, which is about 94% of his net worth. Almost all of it, basically all of it. Binance were looking to buy them out, but Binance, after going through doing DD, and basically DD's due diligence, after doing their due diligence on FTX, they came and saw that basically these companies, the books and the finances are not really good, so they were opting out of the deal, and that's why we saw also cryptos falling much further. If you trade Binance, if you're a Binance trader, you saw how Binance was up yesterday about 150% it was in a few hours, it was up 150%, strongly dropped quickly after, and then now I'm sort of seeing it's sort of trying to stabilize in the markets. Reason for that is because Binance themselves released certain data about the finances, that they have about $69 billion. Yes, that's right, $69 billion worth of cryptos in their reserves, which is a lot, and that's good. Compared to FTX, that's very good information for them. So CZ Zhangpao, I believe that's how you say it, Ches, I don't know we call him CZ, the founder and CEO of Binance, is doing quite a recommendable work at his offices. So basically, that's basically it. Apart from that, we also want to branch out into new types of content. So this is just an added information. So you can give us on the description below, talk about what you want us to start increasing, what you want to see us doing for you, research, like what I'm talking about, cryptocurrencies. Do you want to see more of cryptocurrencies content from us? Because we are avid followers of cryptocurrencies. We just don't do a lot of content on it. And many others doing a lot of research and video formats for you guys that I think next year starting out, you're going to get a lot of this coming soon. But apart from that, let me jump straight into the charts and show you what I'm looking at, because today's video is basically on technical analysis, and from there we can know what to do moving forward. So apart from that, let's go straight into the charts. So yeah guys, looking at the first chart analysis, what we're seeing, this is the cryptocurrencies have a strong sell-off. You can see last week they were trying to rise. They were at about, not last week, earlier on this week, they were at about $21,000. Market fell all the way to $16,000. That was a strong drop. That's Bitcoin. Ethereum, you can see it was sort of a third trend line bounce from these highs. You can see that first touch, second touch. We got a touch here, which I still believe markets are still there's still room for it to move further down. Especially after that touch. I've not seen any bottoming candlesticks that I'm looking at for technically. I'm normally looking for such rejections at the bottom. I don't believe in these quick drops and quick back to the upside. So I still expect Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana to continue moving further lower. Solana hit lows of $11, and you can see I'm looking to buy a lot here. Why is that? Because we are looking at the previous lows that market had before we had our last rally. You can see where we are and expect market to continue staying here for a bit some time before we get that rally to the upside. XRP, also look at that strong drop that happened, but the biggest volatility has been on Binance coin, BNB. You can see this quick rally to the upside that market had, all the way from as low as 233. Okay, we went to as low as 233 this week, all the way to as high as 666. Okay, the $666 mark, and markets quickly dropped after that. I don't need this anymore. So you can see what happened in the markets, a lot of volatility. So my main point to show you on this one, just be very careful if you're trading cryptocurrencies. You can easily blow an account or lose all your money if you do not do it in the right proper way with proper risk management. But apart from that, let me jump straight into the Forex market, because that's where our specialty is, and show you the types of analysis I've been looking at this week. So starting off, let me start with the dollar. I believe dollar has changed direction. Okay, there are normally few factors that I normally look at when I teach in my class. I won't get into that into detail right now, but there are a few factors that I'm normally looking at when I'm looking at the direction of the trend, a certain time frame I'm looking at, and certain swing points that I'm normally looking at. And those points currently have been broken. For example, you can see this trend line to the upside has been strongly broken. I don't need that anymore. It's sort of a useless trend line now. It did its work is done, and now markets are in a sort of a free fall. Okay, markets started forming these lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, and a quick drop this week after inflation numbers came out better than expected, which shows that there's a decrease in inflation numbers. So we're seeing a strong sell-off on the dollar. If you look at the 4-hour chart, more or less now starting to be a lot of dollar bearish. I'm a very strong trend follower, and I'll do an analysis on my previous month's performance. I know time has really moved. Today is the 11th of November. I haven't done a video recap, but I'll push to do that as soon as possible. And reason being, I was down negative 5.5% in the last month, and my main reason being I was trading in the direction of the trend, and direction of the trend has sort of not been really good. In the past few weeks, market has been changing direction. So in such a scenario, it's easy for me to lose or be in the negative side. And then when you're in a trending market, it's easy for me to get good trades in the direction of the trend. Okay, like now, for example, I start looking for dollar shorts instead of dollar longs in most of my pairs, because all the pairs I trade are major pairs. Okay, so looking at this dollar, you can see this is the 4-hour chart. Market is in a free fall. Market is really falling. Ever since the inflation CPI came out yesterday. So I expect that to continue being the case. If you look at the likes of Euro, I'll go back to the daily chart. If you look at Euro USD, you can see how market also on this one has changed direction. Strong impulses to the upside, weak impulses to the downside. That's one of the things I'm looking at when I'm changing the direction. When the direction of the trend is changing, so that's one of the things I look at. Where's the momentum going? You can see previously momentum was to the downside. Look at that strong impulse. But now look at this changing environment. Okay, impulses are strong to the upside as compared to the downside. So on this one, I expect market to really rally. Okay, looking at GBP pound as well. You can see how impulses are coming to the upside. Trend line has been broken. The formation of lower lows, lower highs is being broken currently. If you look at the likes of USD JPY, also market sort of like reached very high, okay, against the yen. If you know, the yen has been the weakest loser against the dollar for the past few months, but right now we are seeing a lot of momentum coming on the yen, and I believe a strong correction will be coming on this one as well. Now these are pairs I don't trade. Now let's look at the pairs I trade, starting with USD CAD. I remember I had a long trade on this one. If you watched my analysis, I believe it was last week or sometime last week, I was looking for a flag formation, looking for markets to rally to the upside. However, market fell to the downside, and market has continued falling, breaking this trend line. I have a trend line here. You can see this touch here, touch here. This trend line has been broken, so this is more or less useless for me, and markets are sort of in a downtrend. So also this one, I don't have a trade running. I have no trade running on any pair currently. This phase of where market is normally changing direction is a tricky phase to trade. I'm normally looking for a much better impulsive phase in the market. Now is not the best time, so now I'm just sitting on cash and watching different markets and for better trade opportunity to come my way. So you can look at that, market is in a downtrend, and I'm still waiting to see market to continue falling further down. Looking at Aussie dollar on the other side, also Aussie dollar broke a very strong trend line. We had a bounce here, you can see this. We had a first touch, second touch, a third touch here. Market strongly rallied. Now this trend line is as well useless, and market is rallying all the way, looking at this $0.670 mark to the upside. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, the euro is this back above parity. Parity is the level where the dollar and the euro were at par with one another, 1:1, and now currently the dollar has been weakening against the euro, so euro is back to being more powerful against the dollar. So USD CAD, like I said, falling down. Aussie dollar as well, market is really rallying. We sort of got the formations of head and shoulder formation, if you know what that is. I don't trade such patterns. I used to, but I stopped because of certain reasons, but that doesn't mean the market doesn't form them. You can look at USD CAD. This was a clear head and shoulder pattern over here. So the left shoulder, your head, and the right shoulder, strong sell-off to the downside. So if you normally trade such patterns, that was a very, very good trade setup. Okay, so Aussie dollar, looking for market to rally up. Looking at the daily chart, strong momentum. You can see how we've respected this channel like formation. A touch on the lower boundary, market strong impulsives to the upside. Looking at gold is one of the biggest gainers this week. Market rallied all the way. Last week we started that rally on Friday, and the market continued rallying this week. Just 1 week ago, market was at 1618. Now we're about 1,300 pips above that level. We are all the way at 1758. That's a strong move to the upside. Actually 1,400 pips to the upside. The market has blocked the formation of lower lows, lower highs, so I'm very strong on the dollar. Strong on the gold. Most of my pairs now, I'm looking for the dollar to weaken against them, and same being the case with US 30, which is the US Dow Jones. On this one, also looking at this trend line bounce, I was looking for that. That was a failed move. Market failed to close below the $32,500 mark, which is a strong, significant support level. Okay, you can see how it acted as a previous support, resistance, then now it's acted as a support, and market has rallied to the upside. So very bullish on most of my pairs. I expect the Dow Jones to rally to new highs. I expect gold to go all the way back to the $2,000 mark in the long term. USD CAD, strong sell-off I see. Aussie dollar, I see a strong bullish run coming in the next few weeks and few months as we enter into the year of 2023. So I believe this quarter will end with a strong market close for the quarter and for the year. A lot of the if you know, the better part of this year, market has been in a bearish trend, and market has sort of, especially looking at the Dow, it has recovered most of this move to the upside. So that's basically it. I'll do more analysis for you guys next week following what I've talked about today, what is happening in the market. I'll do a better research over the weekend. Maybe soon I'll tell you about the FTX story, the Binance cryptocurrencies, as well as also doing an analysis of how I performed in the last month. Like I said, last month I was down 5%, so I'll do a recap of those trades I took, my weaknesses that I learned, and my strengths that I learned that I'll continue doing, and what I'm planning to do moving forward. So that's basically it from me. As I keep saying, always remember to stay woke, stay financially literate, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Thank you very much for watching Financial Hub's content on YouTube. For more Forex analysis, financial education, podcasts, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.